Introducing the one and only Mr. TMI. Now check it. He's Mr. TMI, known as the Bearman, aka homie the black sheep. He got the news, the stories, the topics, and so many things that you won't believe. Dropping these jewels and knowledge and giving advice and perspective on everything. He got them hard discussions, roller driven, buzzing, tune in, don't miss anything. Bringing the best, a variety of different guests, keeping it real and lessons, they dress to impress. Every day chasing a check, follow, subscribing, requesting, time to decompress. Get everything off his chest, taking you guys on the quest into the mind of the podcast champion, and then telling y'all what he suggests. New season looking brighter, another level, take it higher. With all this info he acquired, giving whole stories the entire. Only here to inspire. Feel it, he on fire. Now hope that I got your attention. The champ in the building, y'all watching Mr. TMI.
What's up, everybody? Now that I got y'all attention, the champs in the building, don't be shy. Chat room, say what's up to Mr. TMI. That's right, TMI News, hosted by Mr. TMI Tate. Tuesday, it's time to get it, y'all. We got a lot of stuff to uncover. First of all, I want to let everybody know that I'm absolutely pissed off right now because the Miami Heat are playing like they have never touched a basketball in their damn life. So looks like they have chopped that lead down, but come on, man. We can't go out like this. Do not lose to the Atlanta Hawks. Also, it was a shout out that I had to give. And I can't remember because that OLD is on high right now. I ain't got nothing to drink. I done ate and I'm partially sleepy. Y'all know how it is. I got the itis. That's right. I got the itis. So in saying all that, we got to pay respects before we get into it. We got to pay respects. What's up, LaMonica? I see you out there. Hey, we got to pay respects to our featured business of the week. What's up, Cam? Boy, you gonna set it off this show. I already know, Cam. Cam, let me get this dang on phone line ready because I think Cam gonna mess around and call in this week. I gotta get the phone line ready. But we got to say what's up to the feature. We got to send respects and honor our commitment to the featured business of the week. I see Gregorio. I see y'all out there. Y'all joining in. You know what I'm saying? It's hot this week. Ain't y'all supposed? Never mind. I see. Hey, look. Let me tell you something. I see y'all out there sending the director a shout out, and I got to do it because she's looking luxurious. Ain't that what you call it? She's looking like a perm box tonight. So I gotta show y'all what's up with the director, Miss Director. Now, don't get me wrong.
After Easter special.
Wait, say it again. After Easter special.
After Easter special.
So Natasha, I know y'all ladies ain't down with the perm no more because they found out that it's rotting y'all insides.
Yeah.
So what exactly is that you working with right now?
I got my natural hair flat iron. That's it.
That's y'all. Hey, flat iron. Let's go back to grandmama and them and start flat ironing y'all hair. A lot of y'all had more sense when grandma was flat ironing than y'all did with the damn perm because the perm.
Look, I got my hot comb. Hey,
so do that plug up?
Yeah, this one plugs up and it gets just as hot.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna give you an advance pass on that, meaning, we got to step up into the new ages. But damn it, if y'all don't get that one that burn on that stove, on that eye, like grandmama, and it fried it, you hit when it hit the hair. If y'all don't get that one and bring that one back, I'm gonna snap. So
look, I was holding my edges. I was holding it.
Girl, yeah, it looks wonderful, girl. I'm telling you. And she ain't got no burn marks. Look, I would say show the back of the neck. Because that's what take the most punishment is the back of the neck. We ain't got no burn marks on the ears. Ain't no burn marks on the neck or nothing. Not the forehead. I done seen forehead burn marks back in the day and everything. So, in saying that, let's go ahead and get into our feature business of the week. Director, if you want to go ahead and cue that, please.
Looking for a way to transform your look? Look no further than Tate Digital Designs. We offer virtual photo shoots that will turn you into a model in no time. Whether you need professional headshots, photos for a special occasion, or just want to explore different looks, our virtual photo shoot is perfect for you. We also offer photo restoration services, editing, and other visual design needs. And we provide professional printing to canvas to help complete your design needs. So what are you waiting for? Contact TMI Tate Digital Designs today and let us help to create the perfect look for you.
Shout out to TMI Tate Digital Design. Look here, man. Let me tell you something. First of all, it's a whole lot of you internet monsters that need picture assistance. So y'all need to reach out to the featured business of the week, TMI Tate, so he can fix y'all up. And maybe you can get a hit in your inbox or something like that. Cause right now you're struggling. Don't make me call your name. Now, I see that y'all see I got my two homeboys on the screen with me. Now, usually we have a whole little bring them on the stage and all this other stuff, but this ain't that kind of show. We about to get into some man-ish tonight. And I had no other people in mind to get into some man-ish with than none other than, first I'm gonna say the bottom. I don't know what order it is on y'all screen, but on the bottom, the Unkle Junior, none other than Mr. Garfield. What's going on with you?
Hey man, what's going on, man? I'm glad to be here, man. Real glad to be here. I've been looking forward to this.
Man, we've been looking forward to having you on. First of all, I want to let everybody out there know to subscribe to the Unkle Junior Network because they have conversations like this all the time when it comes to uplifting men. Whether it's black man, white man, Asian man, whoever man, us men got to be uplifted as well. So go over to the Unkle Junior Network. They have some very good conversations all week long. Now, I got also none other than y'all heard his voice. Y'all heard his voice before on TMI News. He is the most controversial caller on TMI News. None other than my boy, Mr. Bgezy himself. What's going on with you, dude?
What it is, Tate? BG in the building.
Now, Bgezy, man, let me tell you something. I love the way this guy thinks because he always look at it from the other side of the coin, as well as y'all get ready because Bgezy gonna be more on the screen himself. I ain't gonna tell y'all what's going on right now, but trust and believe he's gonna be that face that you see often. So, Bgezy, man, welcome to TMI News.
Thank you for having me, Tate. I'm ready to do your thing. Do our thing.
Now, y'all see how they ain't even talking that much because they amped up. They ready. They ready for us to kick the news off. Let's kick it off. Our first news story is 78-year-old Missouri woman arrested on bank robbery charges. You know what? I'm gonna be polite tonight. I'm gonna be polite tonight. I'm gonna hand this one to the Unkle Junior. 78-year-old woman robbing the bank.
Bruh,
What you
what the
thought?
heck she doing robbing anything at 78 years old? Like, ain't her knees bad? What about her hip? She ain't gonna be able to outrun the cop. She ain't gonna be able to outrun the biggest, fattest cop out there. Like,
All
you
right.
imagine her running and getting tased? Like, what happened to her? Like, I would like to see the video of her getting tased though, like real talk. Her third one.
What?
This is
I,
her
I want
third
to know.
bank robbery.
I want to know the banks that she were at, and I want to like to see the security guards or the security of these different banks. What in the world?
Hey, look, BGZ, what you thinking, man?
What is a golden girl trying to do setting it off? I mean, I want to know what did she need the money for at 78 years old? You're supposed to be like living the back half of your life, playing with your grandkids, just watching the sunset. This woman out here trying to get it in? I
I
don't get
mean,
it.
that I ain't
So
gonna go
let
there.
me ask, I got a few questions I want to ask. Let's get ignorant. First of all, this is the perfect example of white privilege. Because ain't no way in the hell a 78-year-old black woman gonna be on her third bank. That's number one. Number two, see, y'all looking at this wrong. At 78 years old, I think you should be able to rob a bank. I think you should be able to commit whatever crime was on your damn heart all your life. Once you cross 75, you should be able to do what the hell you want to do.
Man.
Look, because at the end of the day, no matter what sentence they give, it ain't gonna be that long.
It is true.
Yeah, I mean,
It is true.
So 75, 78 years old, let them do whatever the hell they want. I would have been eating popcorn while she robbed the bank.
Until they roll up on your doorstep.
Hey, look, only thing I would be nervous about, Uncle Junior, is that arthritic finger. Like if they have a little nerve that jump in it, and she might accidentally shoot me.
Yeah, you got a twitch in the trigger finger.
But other than that, let's be for real. Y'all ain't never seen no senior citizen walking, talking, doing their own thing, and you want to say something, but you like, man, look, I'm gonna let them go ahead and have it.
Yeah, they ain't got that much long. Them gonna do their thing. I'm okay.
Y'all ever cuss out a car and only to pull alongside and see his mama and them, and you be like, yeah, my bad, I'm sorry. You know what?
I don't. I still be mad. I still be mad. No sympathy. Hey,
savage.
No sympathy. Hey, it don't matter that your first car was a horse and buggy. It don't matter. Like if you got a license, you need to drive the speed limit. If you driving the speed limit, I ain't got no issue. But if you under, yeah,
you got an issue.
Yeah, if you under, I got an issue.
Shout out to all the old people and the Asian people that be driving on. Because I ain't gonna lie. Look, this is me. If I'm snapping about somebody driving too daggone slow and I pull up on them and it's somebody great grandmama or it's an Asian person, I give them a pass. I'm like, you know what? That's just your culture. You know, I ain't gonna
no pass.
Unless they the Fast and Furious little Asian people with the big tailpipes. Y'all ain't got no damn excuse to be driving slow. So yeah. So let's see. We gonna hit the comments real quick on this story. What they saying out there about grandma robbing the robbing the daggone bank. Craig and Day must have been security. She need money. Let her be great. Cause we all know that Social Security money been cut, right? Man, look, they done cut Social Security. They done cut all the little old school benefits. And then on top of that, look, I'm about to veer off a minute. She said she gonna slide on them. Absolutely. I'm gonna veer off a little bit. Older people got to worry about these bastards calling them and switching their health care. And only to like they switching their health care, and then the health care they switch to is not covering their prescriptions. So old people got all kind of little cons, and just watch BET at 3 o'clock in the morning and see how many old people call in. You know, so she got a right to rob the bank. Rob the bank, old people. I don't care.
Where her man at? Where her husband? Where her husband?
He dead.
He ain't leave her nothing.
He dead, Uncle Junior.
He ain't leave her nothing. He ain't leave a little piece of change or nothing.
It wasn't enough,
apparently not.
Under the mattress, like, bro.
Look, say apparently not. Hey,
I mean, that generation, he probably had a check coming from the steel mill or something. You know what I mean? Like that generation, you know, they were working at steel mills and tire factory, tire plants and stuff. I know he probably got a big chunk somewhere sitting around. You know what? He probably hid it from her ass.
Right. It's buried
at the house.
somewhere.
It's probably still at the house, buried somewhere.
Say, Ethel, you're not about to live luxury off of me, but I'm gone.
You got $1 million somewhere.
But I thought about something, Uncle Junior. You know, back in the day, they were able to retire the proper way. You know, nowadays, company will fire you a week before you retire.
They ain't trying to pay out that money.
She done gambled it all over. That damn bingo will make you rob a bank.
She said, not the bingo.
All right, so we gonna move on to the next story, man. Y'all crazy. We had to open up with a little lighthearted story, but we about to get into it now. So the next news story that we have is Houston mom beats infant to death over failed relationship. DA officers say. We see this all too often, gentlemen, and where and I gotta say it how it is. A female cannot make a man stay where she want him to stay. Right? She want the relationship bad for one reason or another. He don't want the relationship. Sometimes it's just and sometimes it's unjust. It is what it is. And you find that the female takes it out on the kid all the way up to this degree of beating an infant to death. I know y'all have heard many examples of this type of story. What are y'all thoughts, man? We're gonna start with Bgezy.
Well, you know, man, it's sad as a father of two kids. You hate to hear stories like this, but one thing this should show women, a baby will never keep a man. And when a relationship does not work out, you got to blame yourself. You can't take it out on that baby because that baby did not ask to be here. That man is doing what millions of men have done across the world. He laid with you, he played with you, and he don't want to stay with you. So you just got to be careful who you lay down and make kids with, because once that baby is here, that don't mean that man will be.
And that's just absolute facts, man.
Yeah.
I want to ask Uncle Junior, man. I know you've heard many types of situations of this nature. What are your thoughts behind it when you hear of something like this?
I think it's sad, first of all, because like I said, at the end of the day, when we look at situations like this, it's always the child who gets the short end of the stick. And that's not fair. The adults, I work in the elementary school, and it's always, a lot of times it's the adults that really, mess up the kids, and like Bgezy was saying, and I want to like piggyback off of that it's important. That's why it's so important for men to choose the right women to procreate with. You know what I mean? It's very important because I don't know where the father is. We only had a small snapshot of what really went down. So I don't know the background of the man or anything like that. But if he is a halfway decent dude or something like that, and then he just decided that he didn't want to be with her, you know what I mean? This is the price that sometimes come with choosing the wrong woman, like I said, to procreate with. Now back to the woman, you know what I mean? I don't know if she had any type of mental illness or anything like that, but it's very unnatural for a woman to to kill their child. If I shouldn't use that word. But that's unnatural. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, in many cases, when you see different things like this, there usually some mental issues going on, or there's been some trauma that has probably happened in that woman's life, up to this point. And like I said, man, you can't get everybody you want. Sometimes if somebody don't want to be with you, you just gotta accept it and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Work on yourself and like I said, keep it moving.
Wow, that's definitely a great point by both of y'all. And at the end of the day, again, I'll point out our topic, which is dealing with emotions. That's part of it, where emotions come into play. And when you can't keep somebody where you think they should be, you want to hurt them by hurting something that's close to them. Not even to the degree of murder, but how often have we heard a mom mentally beat a kid down because of the dad and her relationship? You look just like your daddy. You're trifling just like your daddy. You ain't gonna be nothing just like your daddy, and blah, 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 blah. And all of that leads to damage to our community, because
Yeah,
at
and
the
that's
end of the
abuse.
day, this kid grow up trying so hard not to be their daddy, who they probably never met, that they end up being just like their daddy.
Yep. And Tate, Real quick, you think about the behavior she exhibited on that child that was defenseless, that ultimately wound up dying. That's probably why that man left. He either experienced something or he saw some of her toxic behavior, violent behavior, and unlike that child, the man had a choice. He chose not to be in the presence and the company of that woman, and he left. Unfortunately, the baby didn't have that same choice.
Absolutely. But I want to say this, Bgezy. I mentioned this a long time ago. You need to watch who you lay down with. You really need to do the research. You know, nowadays they make a one night stand seem so regular and cool. But at the end of the day, you don't know who the heck you just laid down with. You don't know who the heck you just used your very valuable seed and implanted it into their capsule. And now what's going to come out is, yes, half of you, but also traits of that other person. And at the end of the day, that's why back in the day, even if you think about it, all over in Africa, they had arranged marriages and they had certain stipulations that you had to abide by before you can even mate or get in or become part of the family. But nowadays, we so mixed up, and let's be for real, gentlemen, we so mixed up. You got brothers and sisters dating and having kids with each other, not knowing that they brothers and sisters. Because everybody laying down with everybody. Then when they do the research and find out that they can, now, hey, y'all know how they say when you breed pit bulls, you can't breed you can't make the bloodline too close or the dog will be crazy. What makes you think that don't apply for human beings? If
That's
your
true,
mom and
Tate.
daddy are sisters and brothers, you don't think that mixture is jacked up?
Yeah, I think that a lot of times we get so emotionally attached to a person so quick that that logic goes right out the window.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this society has made sex cool and first.
Yeah.
Have sex first, then find out all the other stuff.
But
And what
see,
that go ahead, Uncle.
the thing about that is that even if that's okay, even if that's true, right? The people, I don't know why people won't still take the responsibility of just wrapping up and just not having the kids. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go out there and you're gonna smash every chick or every chick want to ride every whatever out there, do you? But like don't bring the kid into it. You know what I mean? That's my only thing. Do
So you
you
saying
be as
have safe
freaky
sex.
and nasty as you want to be? Just don't bring the kid into it.
So you saying have safe sex.
Have say be responsible with it. You know what I mean? Because most people want it. Some people get it. Very few get it on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we all at some point, that's all something that most adults, most functioning adults like to engage in. So if that's what you're going to do and that's what you're going to decide to do, then make sure that when you lay down with somebody with some decent energy, or if you're going to lay down with a low energy woman or a low energy man, just make sure you don't procreate with them. Because I mean, just think about it. Like the chick that you met at the club, that was sloppy drunk, and then y'all end up getting together, and then like that ain't the chick you really want to have a baby with anyway. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's like, bro, like just wrap it up just so you can like think about it. Do you really want to take that chick home to see your moms like that? Like,
Uncle Junior, I gotta ask you this though. And
yeah.
it really ain't an ask, it's a response. If you said responsibility, be responsible. However, we know in situations in what you described, it ain't just a woman that's drunk and incoherent. 9 times out of 10, it's the dude too. And a lot of times there's some people that wake up to they don't know who the hell they laid down with. And they're both of them
Yep.
looking at each other like, how the hell I get here?
Mm-hmm.
So when the whole situation is irresponsible, they cannot be thinking that one responsible moment to wrap up
Yep.
before they get into it. Also, for shout out to all the people who say they can't feel nothing. I don't, that whole thing.
Whatever. Whatever.
Like I
I
can't feel
mean,
nothing when yeah,
Nigga,
yeah. And I know what you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel that damn child support.
you sure is.
yeah.
Or
Hey,
who
but
knows
Tate,
what else?
you know
Who
me,
knows
I
what
always
else
go
come
left a
along with it?
little bit, right?
Go for it.
I think that it's more the woman responsibility because she's more in control of that situation. Because
Okay.
a woman can easily say, hey, you don't have no protection, ain't nothing happening. Now, as a man, we have a certain responsibility of protecting ourselves, but most of the time, we're going to go the way that the woman allows us to go.
I will
Well,
say this.
I'm gonna tell you like this. It depends on how you were raised. Like, I'm gonna flat out say it, dude. It depends on how you were raised. If you was raised around a lot of masculine uncles, I feel you on that. However, Mr. TMI was raised around a lot of females, man. And I was always body conscious because, first of all, I'm gonna put this out there. I saw my uncle die of AIDS. I ain't talking about the new AIDS. I'm talking about the first AIDS, the scary one. So, in seeing that, it made me very conscious of who I decide to lay down with because of the fear of getting up with something. And what you're describing, you are so right. Men, we, in a perfect world without venereal diseases, we lay down and we leave something. Where the woman lay down and she receives something. So I totally understand where you coming from with that, and in saying it's the responsibility of the woman and who she decides to let enter her. But I gotta say, due to all of the freaking child support cases, and you ain't seen your kid until they're an adult from the men's side, and all this other drama that we had to deal with. If you don't feel like it's your responsibility, I really do feel sorry for you as a man.
So
That's what I'm
here's
saying. And I'm talking to the men out there because Bgezy, he wraps up. So I don't know
yeah.
that. But
Can I add to this?
yeah.
All right, so here's my 2 cents on this as far as responsibility. I think it's each individual's responsibility to make sure that if they do not want to have children, that a child is not born. At
Facts.
the same time, no child is born unless a woman wants the child to be born.
Facts.
Once conception happens, men have zero control on whether or not that child comes to full term and comes from a woman. So once conception happens, like I said, it is 100% on the woman whether or not that child is born or not. Before conception, each person shares 100% responsibility for their actions.
You are so right about that. You're so right about that because at the end of the day, let's be for real. If a man go to a woman and say you need to get rid of it, he's the most insensitive bastard walking the face of this earth.
Ain't
If a
nothing he
woman
can
say
do about it.
I want to get rid of it, you got a whole tribe around you that comforts you in making that decision. So I 100% understand, which is I got a whole another thought process on the abortion thing, so we ain't gonna get into that.
Not tonight.
Nana says, now let's rewind our mind way back.
My beard gray.
Nana says, when I was a teen, and she know who I'm talking about. That's why I'm laughing. When I was a teen, my friend had a boyfriend for months. One day he took her to meet his mom, and pictures were passed around of his father. My friend was so upset because it was a picture of her dad. Damn.
Sheesh.
How about that? How about that? So we do know that those things happen. And I'm gonna say the Papa was a Rolling Stone attitude, we got to come up off that. If we're still on that, we got to come up off that attitude, because that attitude is the reason why those situations are happening, in my opinion. I think that us men today are better when it comes to that. So what are your thoughts? We're gonna go one more time around with that, then we're gonna go on to the next story. Uncle Junior, what you think about, and Nana brought it up, the man of yesterday versus the men of today?
Um, I think, back in the day, there always were men. There was the milkman, there was the doctor, there were always guys that were getting around.
Right.
I think it's pretty similar to today, honestly. I think that there is a certain group of men that just get a lot of women. I
Right.
think most men are not really out there smashing a bunch of chicks. It's really like it's not the majority of men that's having a bunch of relations with women. It's a small percentage of men having relations with all the women. So I think it's kind of sort of always been like that. I just think that, it's just something that just always is. I just think that, there's hierarchy, when it comes to men. There are certain men who always are going to do better. If you just happen to be 6 foot tall and you got all the sixes, then you're a lot more likely to catch a lot of bodies
Right.
versus a guy who's short and broke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So it's like, I think it's always a certain amount of, I think it's always a smaller portion of men who get the majority of women, because, you know, I don't know how true it is. I haven't done my research, but I don't know if they've debunked it since then. But I know at some point when they was doing a lot of the dating app research and stuff like that, it was like 80% of the women was really attracted to like 20% of the guys. So it's like, so the rest of the 80% of the guys was just, on there getting unlucky, so
Getting told
because
no all the damn time.
yeah, because I think in general women are pretty, and I could be totally wrong, but I think women are pretty, attracted to the same type of guy, versus men are very diverse in the type of women that we are attracted to, and that we'll actually have sex with too.
So I'm gonna pass the Bgezy, but I'm gonna sum up Uncle Junior in saying that women are very they real choicy in who they pick, and us men, we really don't give a damn.
Yeah, women control
Yeah.
access to sex, men control access to marriage, though.
Now let me see, Bgezy, what you got? Then I wanna read Cam's comment after you, dude.
Uncle Junior hit the nail right on the head. Me and my sister often talk, my oldest sister, and I think this was something that came from Kevin Samuel's podcast when he was alive. He said, women are the gatekeepers to sex and men are the gatekeepers to relationships. Most times, and I pose this question in the groups that we're in, within the first 5 minutes of meeting a man, a woman know whether she want to sleep with him or not. Most women will say within 5 minutes, I know whether I wanted to bed him. So if
Man,
sex went
5
down,
seconds.
it was because she wanted it. If it's a relationship, it's because the man willingly or unwillingly chose to be in it. So I think it's just that simple.
I'm gonna say I ain't never been in that 5 minute or 5 second category. So y'all go to hell. But I'm talking to the
Yeah.
ladies. Y'all go to hell. Now, Cam had a comment that I wanted to go and visit. Cam's comment was a small percentage. The issue is a lot of women are competing for the same men. With this being said, some have to be the side chick. Now, think about this, y'all, and I know y'all heard this story.
Spot on, Cam.
Remember the guy that had 31 kids by like 18 different baby mamas?
Yep.
Now, my numbers could be off. However, don't you always wonder what the hell was on the mind of number 4, 5 through 18?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
know.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get even 3 is kind of, but that shows you what y'all said as far as they know who they want to sleep with.
Mm-hmm.
That shows right there for that guy to have 31 damn kids by 17. What were them 17 or 18 women thinking?
That
If
they
he not
wanted their
taking care
back
of
broke out. They wanted their back blown out.
now, Uncle Junior, 9 times out of 10, he wasn't taking care of baby one.
Probably not.
So what makes them think I really want to kick the hell out of number 18. Like if number 18 was my sister or somebody, I'll beat the hell out of.
Yeah, the 18th baby mama.
Oh my God.
But Tate, I say this all the time. Don't no woman want a man the other women don't want.
Right. You're right.
That's
So
true.
right.
That has a lot of truth
I'll
to
say
it.
this. I was never desired until I had a wedding ring.
Boom.
And I'm just being for real. I was the loneliest sucker. Hell, thank my wife for giving me a shot. Because I was lonely as hell until I got a ring. Then all of a sudden, I always liked you. Hell out of here. So you are absolutely right on that. So we could dwell on this all day, I know, but we got to move to the next story because the next story is, go ahead, direct the lay it on us. Dalai Lama apologizes after asking child to suck my tongue on camera. All right, y'all. We got to get on to the other side of the man in us, right? That is straight up under attack. Because when men stand up and say this is unacceptable behavior, and let me roll this out a little bit more. When children are put in sexual situations and a man stand up and say, yo, this ain't cool, for some reason, this country found a way to defend why that action is okay. So if this was my son and the Dalai Lama tried to stick his tongue in his mouth, matter of fact, the pastor tried to stick his tongue in his mouth, and I go off, America would say I overreacted. Gentlemen, whoever want to dive in on this one first, go for it.
I got 3 sons, right? Age 17, 21, and 27. If I ever even heard of something like that, it would be on like Donkey Kong.
Hey, no, Uncle Junior, you are what they call it, toxic masculinity nowadays.
You can call it whatever you want. But I tell you what, I'm gonna slap that joker all his whole grill out his face. Like I'm gonna get a lick in. Like that ain't even a question. I ain't going to jail, but I'm gonna get a good one in. And I want it to be on camera. I want to be on the front page of CNN. Or I want to be on the Tonight Show or Today Show. Why you do it? Yeah. I wish I thought, man. That's the least of it. That's just initially.
Natasha,
After
stick
that,
your comment right there. Bgezy, what you got to say about that?
I'm with man. I got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old son, and I put myself in the shoes of the father whose his son was. I would want to put my fist down his throat, much less him trying to put his tongue on something. It's a perversion. But like you said, man, it's acceptable. This behavior is I don't want to say acceptable, it's more tolerated in this country probably than anywhere else. It's really sad too that these men prey on these young boys. If you like men, go like men. That's your business. But why would you want to come after a child? So yeah, I don't really have too many good words to say about this being a father. It's just disgusting, and it's some messed up, perverted people out here.
cultural.
So I'm gonna say this. Natasha said I read it was something cultural, but I call BS. Now I want to bundle all of this up with the whole cultural, religious practice or whatever the case is when you have these Catholic preachers You have your Christian pastors and all these other people doing very sick stuff under the its tradition or cultural title. And at the end of the day, y'all are harming kids. It ain't no way around it. Y'all are harming kids. Y'all are damaging lives. And nothing's being done about it. That's the problem. And so then when an Uncle Junior or Bgezy or Mr. TMI say they'll put their foot in that person's ass, we are the toxic people. So we got a hell of a battle, us men. And in saying that, this really flips me right into the next story. Right into the next story. Director, bring that up. Here it is, a young boy having his face totally made up by his mom, thinking that this is cool. Now, I'm going to say this. I saw several Facebook posts defending the mama, saying, how did you know he didn't want to play in it himself? How did you know he don't want to be that way? How did you know all this? Since when did it become acceptable for a kid to choose who he gonna have sex with? Don't say no sexuality, because that's basically what it is. Since when is it cool for a kid? I can't picture me being that boy's age telling my mama, ooh, I want to hit her on the booty. Ooh, mom, I want some booty. Right or wrong, kids were made to stay in an innocent zone. Nowadays, kids are being, no matter how old they are, put in situations where they're choosing their sexuality. Now, I got to say this, and then I'm going to pass this thing along. I saw so many defending the mom. I got a question for the mom. Where do you feel like this is cool? Number two, on self-accountability. There's no way in the world, I feel, if that daddy was in that household, that his kid face will be beat like a woman. No makeup, period. There's no way. Where did we go wrong, Bgezy and Unkle Junior, where we can no longer guide our children? Guiding our children is seen as toxic masculinity nowadays. Where did we go wrong? Anybody can jump in.
I think that, you know, the two-parent household thing has kind of dissolved and become a thing of the past. And these women are treating their children, whether it's a boy or a girl, like their best friend, like their sister, like their home girl. And there's no one there to check that behavior. Because here's the thing, probably that little boy is going to start to think that's okay. Probably that little boy going to want to be more like his mom than he should. He's going to start liking and wanting to do the same thing that his mom is liking and doing. And then somebody's going to say, well, what happened? What went wrong? That behavior that she's showing him is learned behavior. See, he didn't just get that from anywhere. She told him it's okay to paint your face, put lashes on, dress feminine, and just go about your business like it's no big deal. There was never anyone anywhere to check that behavior on any level to let that little boy know, no, you don't do that, and tell her, no, stop it. You don't raise your son that way. And so since, especially in this culture, in this society, it's more accepted, it'll never get checked, and that boy will probably grow up just like that.
Unkle Junior, I'm going to pass it right to you, because if I open my mouth, I'm going to explode some more.
Yeah. Where did we go wrong? We went wrong by taking the structure and the discipline out of the home. So who is responsible for the structure and the discipline of the home? More than likely, that's the man. Well, if the man is not in the home, then you may not have the structure and the discipline. You may have some form of it, but I ain't never heard no man say, wait till your mama get home.
That
I've
part.
I've heard a whole bunch of women say, wait till your daddy get home, or I'm gonna call your daddy. You know what I mean? So daddy plays a vital role in the family and the upbringing of the child in a different way than what the mother does. The mother is responsible for the nurturing, the upbringing, and certain different things like that, and the father is too. But there needs to be guidelines, there need to be structures, there need to be left and right limits so people stay within side. Because as the father and as the head of the household, he is overall responsible for everything that goes on up underneath him. So if he is removed, you have removed a lot of the covering and the discipline and the structure of the family. So that's where we went wrong. You know what I mean? And that's just part of it. You know what I mean? And I think what is starting to happen in situations like that is the women, good, bad, or indifferent, is they're starting to raise men that they wouldn't even want to date. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like these are the guys that's going to be out there, and the more of them that's out there like that, it's like that's just unacceptable. You know what I mean? I don't see anything acceptable about what that mom did, unless if he's doing a play or something like that. I don't know. I can't really see a justifiable reason as a father of three sons on why a woman or my wife or ex-wife or girlfriend or something like that will be putting makeup on my son. You can call it toxic masculinity all you want. It's called masculinity. It's called being a man. It's called there are certain things that men need to be tough at and be responsible for, because we're the ones who have to, in most cases, go out there and take on the brunt of the things. Women are not beating down the door to become plumbers and electricians and construction workers. You know what I mean? They're not choosing those jobs. They want more laid back jobs which are inside, and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Teachers, nurses, that's fine. So I guess to kind of go back, where did we go wrong? We went wrong by just changing the overall dynamics of the family and what it looks like.
I'm gonna say this, man. First of all, get ready, TMI. But y'all serving y'all kids up to these pedophiles. Y'all making them look delicious to these pedophiles. That's number one. Also, a lot of things that the gentleman said were perfectly said. I'm gonna say this, Uncle Junior and Bgezy. When it comes to Uncle Junior said it, nothing more powerful than your mama saying, "Wait till your daddy get home." I don't care. I done seen some of the baddest kids calm the hell down when she say, "Wait till your daddy get home." I know it worked for us. My mama say, "You know what? I ain't gonna whoop y'all. You just wait till your daddy get home." This dude is crazy. Let us calm down. Be quiet. Now, in saying that, the structure of the house is totally off, because Uncle Junior said it, but I'm gonna say this: even female children, mamas, y'all are raising your girlfriends, whether it's a boy or a girl. You're raising your girlfriend, somebody you can hang out with, do nails, do makeup, do hair. That's what you're raising. Nobody with any morals or structure that you're putting out here. Now, I gotta say this, men, if this example don't scare y'all enough to get to your sons and daughters immediately, and I'm saying daughters too, because guess what, Bgezy and Uncle Junior? Ain't no little girl that age got no business having her face made up like that. Again, they are putting them in sexual situations at earlier and earlier ages. What is the reason why a woman make her face up like that? To attract, right? Right? And nowadays, this makeup too damn strong, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, they ain't wearing it for me. They
Yeah.
wearing it for other women, most of them anyway, because most
Not,
men
no,
don't even want all that crap anyway.
Uncle Junior, they not doing it for other women nowadays. It's a lot of people. I'm gonna say it. It's a lot of people out here that finally get the bad bitch, get to be the bad bitch that they always wanted to be. No matter how much stuff they got to take off at the end of the night, they finally get to be her. And so, in saying that, now let's get to the sons. I specifically want to talk about the sons. Exactly, Uncle Junior. They raising people they don't want to date. Who in the hell are you going to serve your son up to be a man? Now, they get on masculine men for telling your kids, hey, stop crying, get up. You know, shake that off. You know, dust yourself off and pick yourself up and go again, or whatever we say as men. They say that's toxic. However, I wasn't always a brave man. I was a scared young boy. And if it was not for the guidance of the men that were in my life, my dad, my granddaddy, oh, shoot, y'all don't want none of granddaddy. If y'all think toxic masculinity is us, y'all don't want none of granddaddy. But they showed us how not to be fearful as men. And when we get into this next generation where Uncle Junior, you're a great granddaddy by now. I'm a great granddaddy. Bgezy, you're a great granddaddy. And we got these toxic masculinity, what you call it, fearful little boys out here with the makeup on their face. Imagine what our men are going to look like, because again, we can't say nothing to them. If we say something to them, that's wrong. So now I'm going to fast forward to the topic. We're empowering young men to conquer emotional challenges. It's us right now as men, our age group, that got to fix this, right? But how do we fix it with the obstacles that we currently face? Let's open the panel up. Uncle Junior, I'll start with you.
Well, I think one of the things that we can do as men to help fix some of this problem is doing exactly what we're doing right now. Having platforms, having conversations where we're talking about some of the issues and then coming up with solutions to said issues. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, as men, you know, in our early 30s, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With all this beard, you know, I think that as men in our 40s and something like that is, you know, this is our time where we need to start giving back all of the information and stuff that we've learned, you know, throughout our lifetime. You know what I mean? And, you know, there are a lot of guys out there, young men out there who need help, who need support, who have single mothers, who just don't have anybody out there. So, you know, it's important that, you know, it's okay for men to have emotions. You know, it's nothing wrong with having emotions. We all have emotions, but we have to be able to control our emotions. We can't be led by emotions and make the big decisions based off of our emotions, because that's not how it's supposed to be. And, you know, this whole toxic masculinity and all this different thing, you know, that's a whole bunch of crock. You know, men need to be tough. Our young men need to be tough. Do you want weak men on our police force? Do you want weak men on the police? I mean, in the military, weak men on the fire department. You know what I mean? What type of men do you want to come rescue you when you're in trouble? So if you spin a bunch of huge narrative that men can't be men, and you in return start emasculating men, what are you going to end up with in the future? So it's something to be said with being hard and being tough on young men, because once they leave your nest, they're going to have to go out there. There may be potentially someone's father one day, someone's husband one day, and they're going to have skills that have been taught to them along the way in order for them to be successful at everything that they need to do. It's okay to, like I said, to have emotions, and it's okay to be tough. There is a balance that we have to have as men, you know, when it comes to empowering the next generation. You know, some tough love is good. There's also it's also okay for guys to have emotions, like I said, without being emotional, being able to manage their emotions.
And speaking of emotions, before I go to Bgezy, the damn Miami Heat done lost. So I'm pissed. I'm having emotional problems right now.
116 or 105.
Damn it. All right. So Bgezy, man, Your thoughts, dude. Where are we going with this?
I agree with a lot of what Uncle Junior was saying. Um, First point I was thinking about is letting men know it's okay to show your emotions. I think in the world, in the society we live in, it's frowned upon when men get emotional about certain things. But as men in our, older age, up in our 40s, let these young men know it's okay with showing emotions. Now, being overly emotional, that's a whole different story. But it's okay with showing emotions, despite what society's saying. Then we can relate experiences where we may have been emotional in things that happened to us. What I was talking to you about earlier, Tate, I lost my dad January the 8th of this year, 84 years old. Love that man. A man's man. Tough, ornery, strong, taught me some life lessons. Um, but a lot of the things that he taught me and he showed me, it was tough by force. And it's not that we have to be that way nowadays, because the people, the men, the young men now, they're not built the way we were built back then. They didn't have to go through things that we had to go through, but still trying to instill things in them by talking to them, by sharing some life experiences with them. I had a loss. I remember sometime last year, you had a loss. It's okay to be emotional when you have a loss. It's okay to show emotions. You just don't want to be that person all the time. And then, when I was thinking about this topic, I thought about when you are going through things that are making you emotional or emotional challenges, you have to keep yourself grounded. Just the same way when you're doing something around or with electricity, you have a ground wire. The ground wire basically serves the purpose that you don't run through too much electricity through whatever you're working with, so it doesn't kill you or blow something up. And I think it's the same way with our emotions. We have to stay grounded as men, and we can teach these younger men. We can even teach each other. Sometimes when we're going through something, it's okay to show emotions, but it has to be something that keeps us grounded. And I thought of a few things that may help, other people. Some may helps me. One is, one thing that can keep us grounded is whatever God we believe, whatever our faith is. That's one of the things that can keep us grounded. The second thing is, it's always good to have someone in your life that you respect, that you can talk to when you're going through something. Somebody who can serve as a voice of reason, who you can bounce an idea or a thought off of to let you know, hey, you need to get it back in line. Keeping someone in your circle like that can help you when you're going through emotional challenges. And then sometimes it's your own experience. A lot of these young people have not been through things yet, but us older ones, experience that we have. I lost my dad. I've lost people in my family. I've lost people close to me. I lost jobs. I had a lot of losses. So what helped me emotionally get through those things, that's something that I can use and share with other people when they're going through difficulties and hard times to help them to overcome those challenges.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I have a lot of similar thoughts, especially with you, Bgezy. Uncle Junior, whoever said, first of all, it's cool to cry, but don't be crying all the daggone time. Yeah, that right there, cool. But I'm gonna say how us men can help fix this issue is by, first of all, we can't be scared of the packs. We cannot be scared of the packs and the lash out from this country when they make things that are not acceptable seem acceptable. We can't be scared of the blackballing and the whatever else other uh, big pile of people gonna pile on us and do whatever. We can't be scared. Not as men. We cannot be scared of that. Also, guiding these young guys, man, we have to understand that it's not our time. Things that was cool and the way that we got over things when it was our time ain't necessarily how they have to get over things in their time. We got to understand that the times have changed. The same way that our fathers and grandfathers, they used to handle things a different way than what we handled it when we were a certain age. I think that us men, if we sometimes say, you know what, man, I remember when I was 17 what I did. Example, my son's room always messy, right? And I'll be like, dude, man, fix the room. It's not that hard. Blah, 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 blah. Then something flashed back to my room when I was 17. And that damn room wasn't so clean. So I had to say, you know what? Okay, cool. As long as you're not, as long as there ain't no rats running around in the roaches, I got to grade you on a curve. Because at that age, I didn't understand the importance of being neat in order and all of that other stuff either. So I'm going to say that we have to adjust our manliness a little bit to these times. For example, if we got into a fight back in the day, the only people that really knew about the fight was the people that was there, and they might have told a couple of people. Nowadays, everybody got their camera phone out, and these people are going viral immediately. And no matter if it's an embarrassing moment or a proud moment. So it's a different time. And we have to be patient with these young men. And when I say young men, notice I didn't just say my son. We got to start grabbing some of these other boys that our sons are hanging with and that our daughters eventually are going to have to date, and start molding these young men into men. Because what if you are the only influence that they have? So instead of me sitting in the house, I go out and I sit at the basketball court. And guess what? They be out there cussing and everything. I don't jump down their throat. Because guess what? When I was on the basketball court at that age, I was cussing too. So we can't say, ooh, these kids, oh, because guess what? That's what our parents said about us. They said it about our music. How often do we sit down and really listen to their music? Or do we just immediately hear it and say, y'all don't know music. Turn this mess off. You got to be able to relate to these young men before we're able to help mold them. Because if you just immediately go in with your style, you can lose them forever. Because we are dealing with a more emotional male nowadays. We are dealing with a more emotional male. They're not out there sling shots for the most part and rocks and marbles and all this other stuff. So our approach can't be as direct, but we still have to instill in them that manly spirit. So I'm not going to go long. Y'all know I can go way far. I want to respect our guests on here because they have done an absolutely fabulous job on this topic. Of course, y'all already know in an hour we cannot possibly say everything that we want to say, but I'm going to say this. I got to bring these type of shows a little bit more, because I mean, if I got to do it once a month or whatever the case is, I got to bring these shows a little bit more, because at the end of the day, forget the TMI news, forget Mr. TMI, forget all this. The purpose of me even wanting to ever be on the radio was to be a voice in the community to help our youth. I don't give a damn about popularity. I don't care about none of that. It's to be a voice in our community, and it's to be, if nobody else ever, if in their household they ain't never seen a man, if they possibly click on a TMI news segment, they can at least see one. Gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all give a final thought, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Let's start with I guess I gotta go Bgezy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, to how we all deal with things emotionally is going to determine on our experience, what we know, and what we've been through. We can relate whatever experiences we want to relate, but ultimately, it's going to come from within inside. You're going to have to muster up the strength based on what you know and what you heard to deal with whatever situation or subject or person that you're dealing with. And I think that as men, nowadays the times are different, but one thing is not going to change. We're still men. We're still men, and a man is going to always.
Facts. Facts.
Hey, first of all, Mr. TMI and Natasha, I appreciate y'all for having me over here. I really appreciate, the entire conversation, Bgezy, everything. I appreciate, it's good meeting you, all those good things. A final thought for me. Empowering young men to conquer emotional challenges. Emotions is something we all deal with. Every single body. Emotions change from minute to minute, from hour to hour. I agree that it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to display them in certain places, in certain space places. I also believe that it's okay to not show emotions as well. I think that it's important overall that, as a young man, if you don't have some sort of structure in your life, is to try to start seeking places and seeking people or men of value that are kind of sort of like good role models, and start emulating, not necessarily wanting to be like them, but start, associating yourself and being around those guys. Because eventually you're going to be on the other side of this. Eventually you're going to be in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and stuff like that. And you may end up with a wife or a family, something like that. And sometimes, coming on platforms like this and having these conversations, one of the things that we can do is that we can offer different perspectives based off of all of our different experiences. So I just think that, this and, just different shows and platforms like this are always good for men, to go and follow, to learn information on. So like I said, just to end, with the whole topic and final thought, just men out there, seek guidance, seek information, continue to grow, look on podcasts, read books, YouTube videos, all the different things, and learn what it takes to be a powerful, strong man. And then just grow at it, and it will eventually come.
Man, awesome final thoughts. I'm gonna
Hey, can
say
I give a
this.
real quick shout out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like to shout out Common Sense Chronicles Group CEO Robin Common, my group PSC. Shout out to all my loyal followers, everybody who follow me on my page, Bgezy Henny Kid. Salute y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support.
Hey, I think that's dope. What's up, Robin? Robin already know. I ain't even got to talk to her. I'm gonna say this. There was a few comments. Throw them comments up. Let's address those real quick. Then I'm gonna end out in the show out. So Antonio Blood say it's okay to show emotions in a safe space. Do it with men you trust. Also understand the world doesn't care. You are so right about that, man. And what happens, Antonio, is that you are babied all the way up until you are released into this world that don't care. And then you don't know how to function in that world. So you are absolutely right, man. I'm going to say that.
Okay, can I say something to that real quick?
Go for it. Go for
Real
it.
quick. And safe place means this. I would tell a lot of men, don't say certain things in front of the wrong woman, because certain women will use that against you when it's in the heat of an argument. So be careful about what information and how emotional you get when you sharing, even with the young lady. Go over there, call your boy, and tell him about it.
Uncle Junior, I don't appreciate you putting out my relationship when I was 18 years old, because that's exactly what the hell happened.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna wild out about it though.
I think we all got something like that in our past.
Oh my God, dude, you damn, man, you stepped on a toe there, boy, because I feel like wilding out. Let's get to the next comment. Go ahead. If we don't have, did you go through all the comments that fast? Or? What happened? Okay, Natasha said, I saw in the news that Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors were getting a lot of flack for hugging when one of them received an award. So that's kind of where we go too far. And it's either everything is, I'm going to say funny for the lack of not getting this video blocked. Everything is either funny or we got to be hard and can't show no emotions, which is the reason why we out there damn near killing each other. So, yeah, with that being said, we need to calm down on a lot of that. A man can show affection to another man within reason. Let's say that much, right? So, the Titan Spartan, my boy, said these kids are getting groomed to these toxic, weird ass parentings. Shows the immaturity of this women, and then putting on social media. A lot of this stuff is going on, and I'm sorry, but even our story that we covered with the young man with the makeup, it's all about attention. It's all about likes. It's all about going viral. It's all about that. And we risk everything for it. There is nothing that can't be revealed on social media because everybody want to be popular. And we sell ourselves out, not for money, not even for the damn Facebook stars that what is like a penny for star. I don't know what the hell that is, but just for a like that don't pay you nothing, even though there's no money in the world that can make me do that to my child. Now, all right, I'm done with that. I wanted to say, damn, it was something that I wanted to say, and my OLD is kicking my behind right now, y'all. I'll move on to the next comment until my damn thought come back, please. What's up, Marionette? Good to see you, girl. Shout out to everybody out there. I see LaShara Webster. What's up, Jeanette? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Let me tell y'all something. When we get into these manly conversations, man, first of all, we can go all night. Second of all, we don't give a damn. But they don't know music. But they don't know music. What you mean? Did I miss something? But they don't know music. You saying when I was talking about their music. Some of their music be jamming though. I ain't gonna lie. If you really like turn it on and just lose the whole your old ass spirit and just jump into their little stuff, some of their music be jamming.
I rock with Lil Baby.
I read somewhere that it might be his sister. The culture has been so indoctrinated that everything is acceptable. It's all a ploy to emasculate the man. And that's what we're on here fighting against right now. Again, the very second that a man stand up and say something, he's anti this and anti that. And that's what we can't be afraid of. I'm not anti anything because anti means scared of, right or wrong. Or against, let me say, it's against. I'm not against none of that. Whatever you decide to shove up your dookie cave is your business. But when you put these babies in your grown situations, I have a problem. It don't even have to be my baby. I have a problem. Childhood is supposed to be innocent. And nowadays, it's just out there for everybody. Kids can choose their sex and everything. At what point did this exist when we were growing up? I mean, what's wrong with when your son put on mama's shoes, you say, boy, take your mama's shoes off, them for women. Is that toxic? Well, maybe he want to wear the shoes. It's a lot of stuff I wanted to do as a kid, but if it wasn't for my parents saying, no, you can't do that, I would be jacked up today. So just imagine that. Cam said he kissed him in the mouth first. Then he asked him to kiss his tongue. They still tried to justify it. And whoever is sticking up for this kind of mess, shame on y'all. I can't even say nothing. If I really say what I want to say, this video will go off immediately. Look at Uncle Junior just sitting back smiling, man. I'm holding back.
Man, I'm like, should I jump in? Should I just let TMI rock?
Do it.
Yeah, man. That Hey, Natasha, can you put that back up there again so I could just read it one more time? Just so I can see if I can calm down a little bit before I get it out.
Right.
Oh, she forgot it. So, Cam, myself, we were both in the military. We met, I think we met in Iraq or before we might have deployed together. I can't remember. No, we deployed together. So we've been in Iraq, and over there, men hold hands walking down the street, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's part of their culture. I am really interested, like based off of that story, I really want to go and look into this culture because here's why I'm just thinking open-minded. All right. So I'm not married to any side of anything. I'm a sociology major. I have a book on my shelf right now that talks about a certain culture, right? And it's a group of men where whatever this culture is, I'm New Guinea, New Papua New. I can't remember exactly where it is, but I got it in my book. And what they do when the older men, the men in the tribe, when the boys get a certain age, they believe that in order for them to produce um, man juice, we're on YouTube, that they have to insert it in them first. So when the boys get a certain age, they take the boys out, and they practice these rituals on these kids where they input their man juice into the little boys, and then now the little boys are able to do the same thing. So, but I've never, if this is something that the Dalai Lama practices as a culture, how come I'm 47 years old? How come I ain't never heard of nothing like this? Like, I feel like something like this, like we should have heard about. So I'm interested, and I want to go back and look through some of this culture and see what really going on, because I ain't never heard of nothing like this. And it seems like it's like if the Pope has a certain ritual, everybody knows that he does it. Like, I don't know, if he kisses hands or kisses feet, everybody knows that this is what he does. I feel like if the Dalai Lama kisses people on the mouth and then kisses them on the tongue, then there should be other evidence of this, and we should have already known about this before today. That's just my personal opinion on the
Ooh,
whole
tag
thing.
me in. Tag me in. Go
I
ahead.
will.
Go ahead, Bgezy.
So, to what Aunt was saying, you know, we have heard of this before. Ain't nothing new under the sun. There was once called a city Sodom and Gomorrah, where the term sodomize came from. So this is something that happened way, way, way years ago. We just kind of in awe of it now because it's right in our face. But this is nothing new. And it was wrong then and it's wrong now. I don't care what kind of spin that you put on it. It's not right.
I want to say this, yo, and I totally agree with both of y'all. Check this out, though. There's some families that they show affection by hugging, kissing on the cheek, even kissing on the lips. These are when you kiss your grandma and you may kiss your granddad on the cheek, give them a hug. Kiss your sister, your brother, I love you. But never in that instance, right? Are you thinking of sex? And I'm sorry, when you say the magical word of sucking anything, that's sex, right? I can't remember. I'm going back in my young mind. And I'm talking about my mind when I was young. I don't recall family member wanting to give me a hug and suck my tongue, cheek, or anything else to show affection. And I'm making it simple. I'm just saying showing affection. I don't know what the culture and all this other crap is. So, can we say that some of this stuff is covering up? They're using tradition, religion, and all this other stuff to cover up a sick sexual society.
That's an interesting concept too. Could be. Could be. I'd like
Wait a
to
minute.
hear more about it.
Wait, time
Honestly.
out. The director done lost her daggone mind, and this is where the show go off the edge. Sucking toes. Sex. Keep
Agreed.
going. Sucking toes. Sex. Sucking cheeks. Sex.
Oh man. How far is she gonna go? How
That's
far
what
is
I'm saying.
Natasha
That's
gonna
what I'm
go
saying.
tonight? You
Sucking on
think
some.
she
Let's
stopped?
be for real. In this TMI news, we don't give a damn. Sucking on somebody's fingers. What you trying to do? Earlobes. Sex. Right?
Yeah.
Some people get real freaky. Kneecaps.
Not the knees. Not the knees. Dang. But it's people out there, people like everything. So
Right. So I know I'm joking about this, but at the end of the day, I believe a lot of this stuff is just covering up a sick sexual society.
Well, I agree.
So you can't tell me it's cultural. And I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be for real with you, Uncle Junior. I don't give a damn if you go back and find it 100 years that they used to do this. Give me a rational reason why. Let's go back to the
why it started.
inserting the man juice into a kid. So you mean tell me if you don't do this, this kid won't go through puberty?
Yeah. Right.
So I don't give a damn what culture, what tribe, or whatever. That is sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. So I'm not big on it's cultural or it goes back 100 years or 200 years. Sick is sick. Bgezy told you. Nothing's new under the sun. So even the strong ass makeup, they had it back in the day. Look at Xerxes on 300 on the movie 300. But at the end of the day, man, we have to, the same way that the other, I'm going to say the other cultures are protecting their culture, we have to protect ours. And we got to stop making them think that masculine males don't exist because we got to adapt to this new world. Masculine males do exist. If we got to admit that all this other stuff exists, which I have no problem with it, please understand that we still here. And we don't have to give up what we believe in order to live in the same world as you. And at the end of the day, all that other stuff to me, Mr. TMI, all that other stuff is just you turning folks out to believe in what you believe. So if you can turn folks out, why can't we turn masculine men into masculine men? Young boys into masculine men. Y'all know what the turnout is. Come on. When you make somebody adapt your culture that wasn't in your culture before. So why the hell we can't spread masculinity?
Oh, we can.
Oh, I know I can, because I don't know nothing else.
I don't know nothing else. I used to know some other ways, but I mean, I'm just being real. I wasn't always, I didn't always have, the level of masculinity that I have now. I'm just being honest. This
Oh,
is
no.
not new, but within the last 5 to 7 years, definitely. My life was a lot different before. I was married for 19 years before and had all my kids with my first marriage and different things like that. I got married, had my first child at 19, got married at 20, and was married for 19 years to the same person. So there was a lot of life that I didn't learn, even though I learned a lot of life at the same time. A lot of certain things I just didn't learn about being a man. My uncles wasn't in my life. My dad was gone, but then he eventually came back around. So I didn't grow up around a lot of masculine men. You know what I mean? And then I went to the military and I was around some, but I was also around a bunch of sensitive men too.
Right.
So but now that I've grown into my masculinity and stuff like this, it's just I'm a whole lot more freer now. I feel, and not feel, but I'm more of who I'm supposed to be as a core. So I'm just overall, it's just a lot easier being yourself and being who you are and not having to walk on eggshells anymore. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but it
And,
doesn't mean that I'm a douchebag and being rude to people. That has nothing to do with masculinity. That's not masculinity at all. Masculinity ain't got anything to do with walking around beating your chest either.
and so, Uncle Junior, I want to ask you this. Like you said, you went around a lot of masculine men and everything, but you as a man, if another man came up and kind of caressed your chest and you go, hey, oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
That is seen now. You are the toxic masculinity or whatever the damn title is that they want to
No,
put.
bro. Like, no, don't do that. Like, we
So,
ain't like that. My brother
yeah,
can come up and do that playing a joke, but no.
but when you stand in that, you're seen as the problem nowadays.
Hey, I'll
Now
be
we
the
ain't gonna get
problem.
into that topic, but I'm just stating that you're
Yeah.
seen as the problem when at the end of the day you were violated.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm
Jeezy,
cool with that.
what you got, man? And then we're gonna roll out of here.
Well, I grew up around women. I have 5 older sisters. I'm the youngest of 6.
Oh, dang.
So I watch girls come in and out and undressing. Nothing about that made me want to be putting makeup on or, hey, it's a choice. It's a choice that you have, and society does not dictate to you what a man is. Another person, whether he masculine, feminine, effeminate, another person does not dictate to you what a man is. You dictate to yourself, hey, I'm a man. I do things that a man should do, no matter who is around me, who trying to be around me, whoever, you can dictate who you want to be. So I don't think that necessarily society have a lot to do with who you are. You're either going to stand on your own or you're going to conform.
Facts. Facts. And lastly, Antonio Blunt states, for the grown men, imagine being taught masculinity young instead of having to learn it through experience. That's what we want to pass to the young men. That's a great statement to end on. I want to thank, of course, my guest, Uncle Junior, the Uncle Junior. Make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. And also none other than Bgezy, the Henny Kid, my boy. Hey,
Yes,
wonderful
sir.
job. This will not be the last time y'all see them on TMI News. And also, it won't be the last time Uncle Junior crowd see Mr. TMI. I'm looking forward to coming back on your platform as well.
Same.
This will not be the last time y'all see Bgezy, whether on Uncle Junior,
We cooking.
TMI News, or Bold and Driven, baby. You will see Bgezy, and he gonna be spitting more facts to y'all. So, shout out to everybody. We're about to end the show. Director, I don't know if you're ready or not, but the only thing I can do is stick to the script. So, if y'all don't know what you've listened to, you have just listened to what?
What's good? It's your boy, the Uncle Junior from the Uncle Junior Network. And just in case you didn't know, this is the greatest news segment in history. Hands down.
You heard it from the man himself. Hey, on behalf of Mr. TMI, the director Natasha, as well as our special guest Bgezy and Uncle Junior, we are out of here, y'all. Peace.